Hello everybody, I'm Doug Llewellyn and welcome to the New York metropolitan area. This is the place that really has it all. And in the world of business, this is Mecca. There are more corporate headquarters here than any other region in the country. And of course, New York City is the home to Wall Street. Well, we're about to explore this area to meet with many of its business leaders, executives, visionaries, and entrepreneurs. People whose ideas, products, and services are having such a major impact, not just on this community, but on the entire world. So come along with us now as we examine some of the latest trends in business from throughout the New York metropolitan area, right here on Heartbeat of the City.
Welcome to a special edition of Heartbeat of the City. I'm Jim Lang, and thanks for joining us.
And I'm Bella Shaw. For the next 30 minutes, we'll be examining some of the latest examples of how new technologies and innovative ideas are changing the world around us as we move through the new millennium.
On this edition, we'll be focusing on one very uniquely qualified company that we think has set the Heartbeat of the City standard.
Disasters. It's something no one wants to face, especially at your own home. From such things as fire, smoke, vandalism, you name it. Take this room, for example. Just a few short weeks ago, it looked like this. And before it was all over, this room was submerged in over 6 feet of water. The washer and dryer totally submerged. It was a disaster of major epic proportions. When something like that happens, you need someone who can respond quickly and someone who really knows what they're doing. One such company is Restoration Experts. They service the entire metropolitan area, and to learn more about just what it is they do, we talked with the company's representative, Arnold Quarenta.
We are a disaster restoration company. We come into homes that they have a fire or flood or a smoke damage and do emergency cleanup and then a total reconstruction of the home.
And what are the typical kinds of disasters that you face?
The most typical in a home is a washing machine hose break or a ice cube maker or a dishwasher hose, because they are lines that are under constant pressure, and if you're not home when they break, an enormous amount of water goes into the home in a short period of time.
Now what about this specific room in this house where we are? You just finished this, right?
On this particular house, the room right behind me is a dining room. There was a flood, a frozen pipe from a radiator in above bedroom. It froze. The insured lives in Florida in the wintertime. So it wasn't discovered until approximately a week later. It was hard to say. We were assuming by the amount of water. The insured's niece thought a bomb went off in the house. That's how much you can see the damage was. 6 feet of water ended up in the basement, which was 3 floors below, and it destroyed everything in between.
And so what have you done?
Our initial emergency service was pumping out the water and then removing all the wet debris. All the contents of the house was destroyed. All the wet carpeting, floorboards, everything was taken out. And then the most important step was mildewciding and then drying out the structure of the home.
And what specifically have you done here in this house? And obviously you serve as the general contractor for the job.
We are a general contractor. We negotiate with the insurance company for the price to put the house back together, and we guarantee the insured we can put it back for what the insurance company allows.
Let me ask you something. You obviously have a lot of competition in this field. What do you think it is that sets you apart from the others?
I feel that we take it personally. From the customer service rep in the office, I mean, everybody in our firm has a home, has a family, and we understand that this is the largest investment of your life, and when you have a disaster, it's just that, it's a disaster. And we take it personally, and we walk the people through, trying to explain to them that we're the people that can help them put them back together.
You give them confidence.
Yes.
And there you are, the story of a critical member of the local business community, Restoration Experts, the ones who help put things back together when disaster strikes.
That was a look at the operation of a company that we singled out as being instrumental to the heartbeat of this city.
There's been so much interest in this business since we first aired that profile that we wanted to give you an even closer look at what it brings to the global marketplace.
Because this subject of restoration of a home after disaster has struck is one that is of such interest to so many, we've decided to extend our visit here with Arnold Quarenta of Restoration Experts and explore this whole arena in more depth. And we began by asking Arnold to explain to us what some of the most common mistakes people make after a disaster has occurred.
The most common mistake people make is they start trying to clean because it's a natural reaction. You want to clean up because it's of your own and it's dirty. What happens is they use the wrong chemicals, they impregnate smoke into the sheetrock walls where it stains the paint, where if we came in and did it with the proper dry sponges, we could save more than we can have to replace.
So what is it you do then when you come in right after a fire has happened?
The first thing you want to do, if water's not related, because commonly if there's a big fire, then the fire department was there and now you're dealing with the flood first and then you address the smoke. But on just a smoke damage where maybe a grease fire in the kitchen stove is a common thing, is that we're vacuuming. You want to vacuum the loose particles first so you're not tracking it around the unaffected parts of the house. And then the next thing we're doing is we're deodorizing, because you can have a fire in the kitchen and smell it in the bedroom on 2 floors above, because smoke will always rise and never goes down.
Suzanne Nelson is the account executive for this company. And Suzanne, I know you call on insurance agents, you meet with them. What's it like when you go in to talk to these agents? What do you tell them?
Well, I go in, I of course explain who I am and what we do, and tell them how we can help them help their client in case of emergency or disaster and satisfy the need right away. Not have the insured call up and say, hey, I need help, and not get a response. We want the insured to be happy and go back to the agent and say, wow, the company you sent did a great job. Thank you.
They were fantastic. The restoration, they were here like in no time at all. They did everything. I mean, I didn't pick up any. They would say to me, Carrie, don't pick up anything. We'll take it. Everything, they said, anything that we did touch, we had to write down. I mean, we have a junk drawer here, that the water in the kitchen, even though half the ceiling was wet, the water in the drawers were up to the top. We had to write down. Anything you touch, paper, pencils, any kind of, you couldn't just throw out things. I mean, shoes that were wet, everything went into a pile and they would take it to the cleaners to do whatever they had to do. But everything had to be marked down for the insurance, and they handled everything great. They were fantastic. I mean, really fantastic.
Anne-Marie Brew is the claims coordinator for Restoration Experts. Anne-Marie, what does that job entail?
Well, basically, after the emergency service is done, I make the next phone call to the insured to see how everything went, to see if how the crew performed their job, and if they have any questions. I make sure they have our phone number, they know who to contact, I make sure I give them my name, so they have a personal touch when they call into the company. Then after that, we schedule to pick up the equipment after everything's dried out, especially on a water damage. And then we send the fella out to write up the structure damage. We also call the insurance company and speak with the adjuster, introduce ourselves and let them know that we were the company that responded to the emergency service, and that if they have any questions, who to contact in the office. After the estimate's written up, it's submitted into the insurance company, and once it's approved, then we begin to coordinate all the subcontractors to come in and do the work.
Arnold Quarenta Sr. is the founder of the company, and sir, I'm wondering why you decided to start this specific business.
I wanted my son to be able to provide for his 3 children the way I was able to provide for my 3 children. I had a career in sales management, and I always wanted to start a business someday. And by starting Restoration Experts Corporation is a fulfillment of a dream that I always had for 35 years.
And so there you are, the inside story on Restoration Experts, a company that specializes in restoring homes after disaster has struck. I'm Doug Llewellyn reporting from Ronkonkoma, New York.
And that'll do it for this special edition of Heartbeat of the City, the program that shows our viewers how businesses and industries function.
And how technology is rapidly changing and creating many new business opportunities. On behalf of our entire staff, I'm Jim Lang.
And I'm Bella Shaw. Thank you so much for watching.